So I met this guy one time trying to order multiple packs of steroid cream. Now there are lower concentration of hydrocortisone that people usually use to manage eczema. If you're familiar with this, you will discover that a tube can last you for a while without you needing extra one. And so that got my attention because I didn't understand what this fellow would be doing with all the multiple tubes in a pack and several packs since he wasn't a pharmacist or a drug reseller. And so the story began. He's been battling with this terrible skin condition which has left him so much troubled. He couldn't even move about during the day without covering up his body so well. Even on the hottest day, he keeps his body so covered so that he won't get embarrassed by people looking at him. Looking at him very closer, I discovered some things that were not adding up. And that prompted me to suggest he sees a doctor immediately. You won't believe the last time I ran into this guy, I wasn't able to keep up with the level of improvement that has taken place. A simple antifungal stuff did all the magic. You see, some people are yet to realize how superficial fungal infection can easily be mistaken for eczema if proper examination is not carried out. By the way, do you know how fast things like ringworm can spread in this our moist and warm environments? When we are younger, seeing it on a friend's head usually means we are the next because most of the time we ended up getting it. Now, before you conclude that that itchy spot on your skin is eczema, look at it again. Because wrong treatment is now causing more harm and waste of resources that we can allow to continue to happen. I think the problem now is many people are so used to eczema that any little irritation on the skin is concluded as one and treated as one too. And so in today's episode, we're going to be looking at the origin of all this, how you might be able to tell the difference between them, and then when to see your doctor. Ensure you watch to the end and don't forget subscribe. You get it? Subscribe so that you won't miss any video ahead. Now, eczema is a kind of skin condition known as atopic dermatitis. It's a chronic inflammatory skin reaction caused by a combination of factors like environmental triggers, genetics, and immune reactions. And what we are saying is this, that this thing doesn't have any microbial origin and is not contagious too. Rather, it starts to happen when some skin barriers are broken, thereby prompting your system to react to triggers such as soap, heat, stress, dust, and some food. And so when this thing happens, you begin to see that you are getting patches that are very dry, itchy, and cracky skin. On the other hand, superficial fungal infection is caused by fungal elements known as yeast and dermatophytes, which thrive in moist areas of the skin and areas like that. So generally, these things are called tinea and then classified based on the area of the body you get them. For instance, you have tinea capitis on your head, tinea cruris between the pubic region, and tinea pedis, you see them on the foot. So, unlike eczema, we're saying that this one is highly contagious and can spread from person to person and can also spread across surfaces too. But other times, you discover that it may not be able to spread as expected and thereby presenting much like eczema. And that's where some of the confusion starts. But there are ways you can tell the difference. One of them is the shape of the rashes. First of all, fungal elements have ringed or round shaped edges. And when you look at them closer, you discover that they have raised center with some defined borders. But in the case of eczema, it's not like that. Secondly, the location will help you. For instance, fungi likes warm and moist areas. That's why you see them mostly at the armpits, under the breast for ladies, at the pubic region, and in between the toes. When you observe it very closely, you're going to see some of these distinct features, and this will help you to determine which one is which. Again, the mode of development. For eczema, you will see them in a very irregular way, coming up with flares and remissions. But fungal elements grow from a spot and then develop outwardly, forming some clusters or rings. So this will also help you to tell if it is eczema of fungi. There's this issue of the itching pattern. For eczema, you see that the itching is very intense, and in most cases, it can disturb most of your activities like sleep and other things that you do during the day. But fungal infection has mild to moderate type of itching. Why am I even concerned with all this? Currently, many skin conditions are being treated without proper examination or guidance from medical experts like dermatologists. And the result of this is that things like superficial fungi get to be treated as eczema, thereby causing some skin damages and complications. Secondly, this our African climate is not even helping matters. We have a hot and humid environment that encourage microbial growth that break some skin barriers, thereby making some fungi and bacteria that thrive in those environments to invade the skin. And more importantly, there can be case of comorbidity. Look at it this way. Eczema comes in, breaks some barriers, thereby admitting some fungal elements to attack. And at the end of the day, you have more complications. And that's exactly why you see your doctor, so that you will not take wrong treatments. What's the danger of wrong treatment? When you conclude that everything is eczema, including some superficial fungi that you may be having, chances are what you're going to get is steroid cream and some anti-inflammatory medications. This will worsen the case. How is it going to do that? These drugs act by suppressing your immune response, stopping inflammatory reactions. So when this thing happens, it gives fungal elements some more chance to invade and grow more invasive. They will become very stubborn and then hard to manage. Where are we going with all this? Very clear that each time you notice any strange development on your skin, it is very, very important you try as much as possible to be sure of what it is before you start your major treatments. So don't just assume everything is eczema. Look at it very closely, consult your healthcare giver, and if necessary, carry out some tests, because what you are just looking at as eczema might just actually be a superficial fungal infection. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Ensure you share, like, and subscribe. And stay tuned next Saturday for an amazing episode that will be coming up.